Hello everyone and welcome to the 2019 US Open from New Victory Lanes here in Mooresville, North Carolina. I'm Daniel FARISH with BowlTV. The US Open is known as the most grueling, punishing, back-breaking event that the best bowlers in the world compete in each year. This season, just like last season, they're limited to just 10 bowling balls for competition. During the practice sessions on Thursday, I caught up with the USBC research technician Jason Milligan about the weigh-in process and also talked to a few bowlers about how they select just 10 bowling balls from the dozens they had to choose from. Take a look.
What we're doing here basically is we're allowing them to come in, check in their equipment on their card, and we're verifying what they're bringing in. So we're just making sure serial numbers are written down right, making sure they have everything marked on the card as accurately as it is on the ball. So they have thumb holes, they're marked, they have finger inserts, they're marked. If the ball is a balance hole, it's marked. All the cards have to be checked in before A squad's roll call. So if they have 8 to start and 8's on the card, that's what they get. The next time they can modify that card is once match play begins, okay? So for whatever they check in, whenever that card's turned in, that's what they get. Now at that time, when they go to match play, they're able, I should say the fourth round, they're able to go to changing out some of those balls. If they have something they don't want to use anymore, they want to use something different, they can switch them out as long as they keep that 10 maximum. If something comes out, something goes in, that's fine.
I've already made a couple of notes of the balls that look, that I felt pretty comfortable with on this pattern. I'll do the same thing on the next 2 patterns as well. And then maybe even the last pattern tonight, for the match play portion. So then after that, I'll kind of go through, evaluate my notes and make sure that I've got, the ball selection from top to bottom. Sure, I'll have an asymmetrical or 2 in there on the top, just in case, because we know they're all going to play different throughout the week as compared to what they are. Plus, just the way the lanes are broke down, there'll be plastic balls going down the middle of the lane, which you don't see much of right now. So you got to factor all that in.
I love the 10 ball rule because, first of all, it creates more room in the paddock, so we don't have 37 bowling balls in there. But you got to have your urethane, since that's a big deal nowadays. You got to have your weak balls, you got to have your strong balls, and then your 4 or 5 favorite balls. But I love it, man. I love the process of trying to pick 10, and you only have to stick with that 10. There's a strategy involved.
Well, the biggest thing is just picking a couple balls on the high end, a couple balls on the low end, and the benchmark favorite balls. Practice about 20-30 minutes on every pattern with your favorites, and just kind of go with that. 10 is a small number, but with the high friction in the building, it seems like a lot of the patterns, even bowling on 1 already, we're going to probably play lefts quite a bit. So hopefully we bowl on a short pattern, it keeps us a little farther right, but after pattern 1, it's going to be left and over the gutter.
Well, everybody knows that I love throwing urethane. The first 2 patterns I bowled on that we've already practiced on, my best look was throwing a black wood urethane or a purple hammer. So it's just going to come down to, for me, always using the right amount of surface. Probably going to end up drilling a ball or 2 just for the longer pattern to kind of see what I need to see. But I'm just going to go out there and give it the best I got.
I don't have the urethane ball in my bag. It's not a ball that, let me say, that Parker Bohn's really leaned into. I don't have the hand like some of the other guys. I trust my angles and my repetition that way as far as closing the lane down, and I'm just going to cross my fingers that I can figure out how to do that this week to keep up with some of these power players that are out there on the left.
I have my 4 or 5 balls that I take literally everywhere to every tournament, and then I just fill it in with what I see. They hook up quite a bit earlier here than what we're typically used to, so I think a lot of the weaker balls are going to come into play.
Well, for me, I actually only brought 12 with me, so it's a little bit easier than sometimes in the PWBA events, but for me, it's each pattern, figuring out, okay, which balls looked good on each pattern, almost, making a table. These balls look good, these balls didn't look good, and then evaluating overall, okay, which ones have I put in every pattern I want to use, those ones are definitely going to be in, and then you look at the ones that are maybes, and which one you feel like is probably going to be more versatile, which one you feel like is going to come into play, or maybe it's just a ball that you're comfortable with and a ball that you really want to have in your bag, and kind of just go from there.
I mean, I feel like there's going to be 1 or 2 that they're going to be just for 1 pattern. I mean, we don't know, I don't know the 3rd pattern yet, but there's probably going to be 1 or 2 that are going to be specific for 1 pattern or for the beginning or whatever, or the end. But the rest of them, I'm trying to just make them be the best for everything. That I can use them on everything. Maybe I can just change the surfaces, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Color, mostly. I just pick whichever ones that are the prettiest, and I really just go with that. Black is a good color.
Has that worked so far?
Yeah, never. No. So I tend to have, in general, I do a 6-ball thing, and I have a base 6 balls, and 2 for heavy, 2 for medium, 2 for dry, and I'm controlling an angular on both of those, and then I start building out kind of fringe balls, 10%ers and 2-inch pins and like Rico type drillings and that kind of thing. And so we're sorting through those. I don't have a lot of extra ones. There might be, I think there's only 2 of them. They're going to get eliminated out of what I have here. So, and that's kind of shown up already in the first 2, so I don't anticipate a lot of differences there.